What do you want? You are the one who spoke with Nasko Varun. And you wish to speak with me. You misunderstand. No one in Dazra speaks with me, or even acknowledges my existence. If they do, it is with scorn. And yet, here you are, speaking with me as if I were a person. Which begs the question, what do you want with me? Who sent you? I am not welcome in Dazra. Guards demanding my removal is about the only acknowledgement I garner. The details of that commotion, however, do not presently concern you. If that is true, we should continue this conversation elsewhere. Meet me at my shack outside of Dazra. You cannot miss it. We will get to know each other well, just not here. My home is away from prying eyes and judgment. I do not wish for people to disparage you for associating with me. Good. I look forward to having a real conversation. First one in months.
You know when they say buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride? They were talking about this ride. This is pointless.
When the next catastrophe comes, we will be safe here.
We must be patient and trust in the great Serpent.
Pretty surprising to see a building way out here.
Rest safely here.
Have you come to scoff at the fools? Or are you here to join us, perhaps? We are outcasts living in self-imposed exile. We are not welcome in the city, so we have come here to make a new home. It closed because it was not profitable. Little wonder. We are a deeply traditional people and distrustful of unfamiliar things. Being open to new ideas and experiences is not our way. Then you have not heard of the outcasts living at Chunks? I'm not surprised. Our existence is a shameful topic for many. All my life I've looked upward, yearning to explore distant worlds. Such thinking is frowned upon. So I kept these feelings in my heart and did not speak of them. When the calamity struck, things changed. Some of us openly questioned whether it was safe to remain here. The condemnation was swift and merciless. We were shunned and cursed. People would not look at us. Merchants would not serve us. We left the city behind, knowing we would never again be forgiven or accepted. Thank you. Sympathy from a stranger is a rare gift among the people of House Varun. Unfortunately, our collective closed-mindedness could lead to our downfall. If more of these unforeseen calamities should happen, we risk losing everything. If you need a place to stay, you may remain here as long as you like. Unlike those in this city, we do not make others feel unwelcome. Or was there something else? Several reasons. For one, it's large enough to accommodate us comfortably. It's also far enough from the city to afford us some solitude. And lastly, it is unclaimed, and so there is nobody to object to our presence. In truth, people from the city don't like to come here. To many, it's a symbol of the greed and corruption that plague the other factions of humanity. Once something is accepted as tradition, it is difficult to change people's minds. The great Serpent guided Jinan Varun to this world. It is where we are meant to be. To desire to travel to other worlds is to be in defiance of the Serpent's will. Only a select few are sent forth as spies to protect us from the other factions. But in truth, I see a means of control. If people left, they might return with new ideas and challenging questions that threaten the fabric of society. Is it possible that someday some of us could return? Perhaps. But that future is difficult to see. At least today. It could be a long time, perhaps years or even decades before we are accepted in Dazra City again. It is just as likely that we will all die here, forgotten by our brothers and sisters. Farewell.
I'll never see my children again.
We'll need to find more supplies soon.
Everything will
How
unfold.
do the others know? It's not the great Serpent's will that we spread to other worlds.
Humble abode like this almost reminds me of home.
You have come. Please, sit with me, so that we may continue our prior conversation. Sure. Not much of a home, but I have no alternatives at the moment. Then, let us rectify that now. Please, sit. Thank you. I am not very accustomed to having discussions, at least not yet. I used to simply give demands, orders, ultimatums. And old habits die hard. Tell me, does the name Kozlov mean anything to you? Many people who heard that name do not live long enough to hear it again. Kozlov is what those in Dazra would refer to as a zealot. A brutal, sadistic one at that. His love of violence has eclipsed any supposed dedication to the Serpent's crusade. He kills simply because he enjoys it. And I was his right-hand man. 3 months ago, I gave up that life, swearing to never go back.
Yep, there it is. I knew this guy was bad news.
I am not a threat to anyone. Be quiet, and do not act like you know me. I understand your suspicion. I am probably the only one of my kind. The reformed zealots simply do not exist. And yet, here I am. You deserve to know who you are speaking to. And it is no secret. The people of Dazra refuse to speak to me due to my past. And who can blame them? As painful as it is. I do understand them. But I hope to one day earn their trust. I was not expecting such a muted response. I do not know if that makes me feel good or bad. My new life, as short as it has not been easy. All I want is a new start. To forget who I was, what I have done. When you become haunted by the ghosts of countless dead, people who have died violently by your hand, you begin to worry about what awaits you on the other side. I have ended so many innocent lives. Many times in ways I refuse to speak of. And every time, Kozlov was there. Laughing. Cheering. I realize now that it was not the great Serpent I sought approval from, but of him. To think I have done such horrible things to be accepted by a wicked man like him. It sickens me. And yet, for reasons I do not understand, I viewed him as my brother for most of my life. Sometimes I still think of him in that way. It is not as simple as that. The people of Dazra do not trust me. I am exiled, doomed to spend the rest of my life in this shack, waiting for Kozlov to eventually come for me. There is only one way to truly move on. Kozlov and his zealots have taken refuge on Verun Kai. They will come for me in time when I least suspect it, and I will not stand a chance against them alone. Which is why you and I will strike first and wipe them out. Together, we may stand a chance. With Kozlov and his zealots made dust by our hands, the people of Dazra will see that I truly am reformed, and I can finally begin my life anew. Of course, I am desperate, and I am selfish. Is it so wrong to be? Am I supposed to just wither and die as a hermit in this sloughing shack? Maybe that is all I deserve. But that is not what I want. I refuse to go back to what I was. And I will do whatever it takes, if it means I can start living again. I have many spoils left over from my life as a zealot. I am capable of paying you very handsomely if you do this with me. If we survive, of course. Good! Yes! You are doing a good thing. We both are. Now, meet me at this location as soon as you are able. Be prepared for a fight. Of course not. I am not sure of anything. But I have no other options. Once I do this, there is no going back. This will be seen by zealots as an act of blatant heresy. There will be no chance of reconciliation, and I will become a dead man walking to them. If that does not convince the people of Dazra of my conviction, my earnestness in leaving that life behind, then nothing will. My belief in the Great Serpent has not changed, but my commitment to the Serpent's crusade is no more. I have meditated on this for quite some time, but I believe that the Great Serpent afflicted me with guilt as punishment for straying from the Serpent's crusade. I was following Kozlov, not him. But from that guilt came a reckoning for my past actions. And I have lost the will to continue the crusade. I suppose now I am an accursed myself. Politics, fear, even hope. It is a complicated subject. In case you are unaware, the people you know as zealots were once House Malin, one of the noble houses in Dazra. Opinions of zealots vary in Dazra. Most are distrusting and fearful, but others are sympathetic. And I am sure some even hope that one day House Malin will return to Dazra. To some, violently removing a zealot could be seen as raising a hand against a noble house. As I said, it is a complicated subject. Much easier to just ignore me and hope the problem goes away. All right. Many zealots, all willing to die in order to protect Kozlov. We must both be prepared for a great amount of bloodshed. And, obviously, there will be Kozlov himself. He will keep his most powerful warriors close to him. This will not be an easy fight. There is a small but important distinction between Kozlov and other zealots. A zealot, brutal as he may be, kills in the name of the Serpent's crusade. They kill those they deem not worthy of the great Serpent. Kozlov, despite his bluster and phony piety, kills in the name of killing. He simply enjoys it. And a zealot with a bloodlust is a very dangerous thing. Undoubtedly, Kozlov is prideful, and leaving the crew is the greatest dishonor anyone has ever dared to commit against him. He killed many of our crew for much lower offenses. As much as his zealots respect him, they also fear him. But what would they have to fear if it was acceptable to leave him? It is only a matter of time until Kozlov comes and makes an example out of me. He never did. When I approached him about my newfound crisis of conscience, he kept me under constant surveillance. One night, when the others were asleep, I fought my guards and barely escaped. On your way, then.
And when you get a moment, can we talk? You need something? Good call putting an end to the Serpent's crusade. I hate to say it, because I know a lot of decent folks were lost, but it's probably for the best Anasco's experiment blew up in his face. Exactly. Doesn't do the city of Dazra any good, but even the people there will be better off in the long run. But yeah, regardless, I don't see House Faroon as the kind of people who wage war halfway. And with Cora getting older, I just do not want her to be caught up in that. So I'm hoping House Fathal sticks to their word on this. But given how gung-ho they were about going to war, I don't know. I think they're bloodthirsty and militant. I admit I don't know their whole story, but it's just the vibe I get. You got a lot more faith in him than I do. Now that Victor's speaker, the man has no reason to. At the end of the day, what's done is done. But I'm bearing the lead here. You saved a whole city from ruin. You gave them a starting point to rebuild and make a new future. And thanks to you, the only crusade Cora's gonna read about is in the history books. The girl's a fast learner. Give her a week and she can probably teach a class on it. Either way, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. You saved the day, and everything's good. We'll deal with any blowback when it comes.
This is the place. Are you ready? One thing. Kozlov will want to talk before he tries to kill us. He is all... Flank them! Goodbye.
This was my last mistake!
Look at all the containers. Might be something good around here.
Go around and grab them!
Shooting the dead ain't glamorous, but it sure is profitable. Nice little cargo facility here. Might be worth a look. That is simply... whoa. Set with love.
He may be attempting to evade my sensors. I am initiating a search pattern. I will continue to sweep the area for heretics.
Orahim! Oh, how great of you to visit. It has been far, far too long. And this accursed is... What is this? Your friend? Pet?
We come bringing death, Kozlov. Your time is up.
Great serpents, thanks. Are you not happy to see me? We were practically brothers just a few months ago. So rude. So, accursed. You and Orahim, you've slaughtered my brethren in the name of what, exactly?
Enough, Kozlov. You will speak to me only.
Who? It seems to me that Orahim is afraid of what I may say. Terrified, petrified of me revealing his true nature to you, accursed. I am sure he went on and on about how evil I am. How it was I that forced him to commit horrible atrocities, whatever those may be. All of it merely a deflection. Orahim was the most brutal out of all of us. He had a lust for blood that was legendary. Oh, I wish you could have seen him in his prime. Oh, I never knew honesty to be one of Orahim's virtues. I remember many times he would lie to win over the trust of an accursed before stabbing them in the back. Literally. So he has told you everything, including the incident where he immolated the crew of a hauler one by one? Or what of the time he...
Enough! I need no reminders of what I have done. I relive those scenes every day. I see ghosts every night. I am cursed. The past cannot be changed. But your death, Kozlov, will serve as some small penance.
Ooh, poor Orahim. Oh, boo-hoo. It seems having a conscience is such a heavy burden. This is all quite pathetic, really. I can forgive your betrayal, but what I cannot abide is your stinking hypocrisy. You deliver death to my doorstep, and then speak to me of righteousness? This is heresy, damn it! I kill accursed in the great Serpent's name, to feed the corpses of unbelievers to him. And I love it. I love it. I know what I am, what I kill for. But you are trying to be something you are not. A hero. And you decide to start your new life with yet more acts of violence against the very same that once adored you, no less? Against the true House Varun? You have not changed at all. Death is all you know, only now it seems everyone's a target. When did you become so pathetic? We used to idolize you. Now you are just... so boring. Listen now, accursed. You are Orahim's friend, so it falls on you to show him mercy. The poor fool. Oh, great Serpent, he is so tortured. He wants so badly to forget what he's done, to live amongst those he has killed by the shipful a few months ago. Why not put him out of his misery? Whatever he is paying you for this charade, I will provide even greater compensation.
Do not try it.
I am not proposing that you trust me, but is it so wise to trust him? I have spent my whole life by his side. I understand his true nature. You do not. I am no idiot. I know that all of this was a misguided effort to gain the favor of the accursed Indasra. But think, just think. Would you truly trust this man as your neighbor? Do you want to be the one responsible for unleashing a bone crest into a field of growths?
Do not listen to him.
Sloughing accursed. What are you doing here then? You are a hypocrite just like Orahim. Enough of this. The Great Serpent has given you a life where you could have been anything. And you have chosen to be a total idiot. Come now! The Great Serpent shall feast upon your bleeding, broken corpses! Lucky strike!
It must be this way. So be it.
Oh, how I have
Let us
missed
end
this! Your pointless life ends here! Go on, kill me! Kill me! For I have promised!
Finally, it is done. With Koslov dead, the people of Dazra should finally see that I am a zealot no more. My ties to that life have been well and truly severed. I promised you payment. Here, take this. It is a key to a deposit in my shack. It is yours. All of it. Thank you. Really, thank you for everything. Go on now. I will stay here for a time to think and meditate. Hopefully, I will see you in Dazra.
If I may. Ka-ching! Hope no one minds we take a look-see.